How's it going, everybody? My name is Ryan, aka Blackbeard TCG, and right around the corner is the super pre-release event. And I know there's a ton of people that have already uploaded content talking about how to do it and how to prepare and all that stuff. I'm gonna let you guys know what I'm planning on doing for my super pre-release event. So I was actually able to sign up to two super pre-release events. You can see them on the screen here. They're on 2 different days, which is great, so I can attend both of them. And the reason for that is because I want to get 2 super pre-release decks, and that is because you get the exclusive character art, but then also you're able to get that super pre-release stamp, and I feel like that will have value because you can only get it during super pre-release, right? If you don't get it during super pre-release, all the other versions won't have that. So I definitely want that. Now, if we start talking about which deck we want to pick, which I'll get to actually, let's talk about how it works. So again, I'll go over it quick because I'm sure all of you guys have an idea of how this works. So you have to purchase one of the 4 decks, right? You have to pick Luffy, Uses Kid, Mr. Zero, Sir Crocodile, or Kaido, King of the Beast, right? So you can only purchase up to 1 of each deck, but it's subject to change based on store event registration. So obviously, if your shop has a big turnout, don't expect to be able to buy multiple decks, right? But I'm assuming if your shop is a little bit smaller and they got a lot more, then you'd be able to pick up more copies. Now, make sure to talk to your local game store about that first, but regardless, you'll be able to get 1. Now, for me, I definitely think that Kid is going to be very strong. I think that Kaido is also going to be very strong because guess what? They're both meta, and you know, most of the annoying strong parts of their deck are in the starter deck. Of course, they're missing good extenders and pieces that's in set 1 that you won't have access to. Don't get me wrong, that's definitely a thing. But I do think if I had to pick one, I would say Kid is probably going to be the one that is taking the dubbies. But I'm actually a Luffy enjoyer. I think Luffy is really good. I also think Crocodile is very good as well. I think honestly, I think all the decks are great, and that's the beauty of this game, is that I think it's pretty good in terms of balance, in terms of what I've been seeing overseas topping in all the various regions. I think I've seen every leader top and every leader like do really good in an event, get top 4 and all that stuff, which is great in terms of game balance. I'm a huge Luffy enjoyer. I think Luffy is very strong. I told you guys that I'm planning on building Trafalgar Law, but of course I don't have access to Law in this pre-event. So I'm actually going with Luffy on both days because I want a full playset of 5-drop Luffy, unblockable Luffy, with the super pre-release. I want a full playset of those. You get 2 in the deck. So if I go to both events, I'll get 4 total, which is how many you need in the Luffy deck. I think it's really fun. I also really like how his artwork looks on this card, although the original artwork does look really clean as well. Again, obviously I'll have 1 to use, and I'll have 1 for collecting purposes or potentially selling it off later on the line, but I definitely want 1 to use. So that's why for me, even though I think that Kid is probably going to be the better version, and then here you can see the crocodile art looks sick. I really like this alternate crocodile art for the pre-release, and then here's the Kid. So for me, although I think Kid is probably the way to go if I really want to win and be sweaty, I'm still gonna go Luffy, and I'm just gonna have fun. If I win, great. If I lose, it's fine. I was able to get what I came for, right? That's the main thing. Now I do want this version. I do want the winning super pre-release version of Monkey D. Luffy Promo 1. The Rush Luffy 6-drop 7k. I do want this because this would be sick. Obviously, you have to win the event. But like I said, if I don't win the event, that's fine because for participating, you get the common version. So I'll still be able to pick this up. I'll be able to get 2 of these because I'll be going to both events. And then hopefully, I don't think you need more than 2 of these. I don't know any list that has been playing more than 2 of these. The version that I'm playing, I think I only play 1 of them. 1 or 2. So honestly, I think that's fine. I don't think I need to go out and purchase any extra. So I'll be perfectly fine with that. But if I win, Then I get this, which is absolutely great. If I don't win, you know, maybe I can buy, but this will probably be very expensive because not only is it going to be a super pre-release exclusive, you also have to win the event, so there's not going to be that many of them on the market, right? So, like the other one, you just show up to the event, you get it, right? It's guaranteed. As long as you go to the event, you can get it, she'll have some value there. This, not only do you have to show up to the pre-release event, but you also have to win. So there's going to be a lot less in circulation, so this will have some value, I believe. Which sucks because I do want it. I'm not going to lie. Again, I do want it, but I'm not sweating it because I'm going to get a common version anyway. So I'm very curious. Are you guys going to try to sweat it out? Are you guys going to try to win? Do you guys really want this Luffy? What deck are you guys planning on building? What are your thoughts on the 4 that we can get? I also don't know if we're allowed to add, if we're able to purchase more copies of the deck, if we're allowed to add them. So like, say if like you don't have as big of a turnout at your event and everybody's allowed to buy 2 decks, if I buy 2 Luffy decks, can I like put them together and use that Luffy deck to play? Or can we only play with just 1 deck? Because it says players must purchase at least 1, right? So it says, the wording says at least 1, which means what if you purchase 2 because you can, right? Because it does have the rule to say that it's that you can only purchase 1 of each, right? Like, technically, you can only purchase 1 Luffy, 1 Kid, 1 Crocodile, 1 Kaido, right? If we're going by the second line and then the first line. But it says subject to change based on store event registration. So that's the thing that's a little bit ambiguous. If people are able to buy 2 because your shop has a ton of supply and, you know, maybe they're not running multiple events, this is the only event that they're running, and you buy 2, can you use both? I don't know. I guess it's going to be up to the store. I guess it's going to be up to the players at the event. Let me know. What are you guys thinking? What's your strategy? I'm going all in on Luffy. Again, I think Kid is probably the way to go, but I'm going all in on Luffy because I am building Red Luffy. Take it easy, guys, and make sure that you guys like, share the video with a friend, and also subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you don't, well, then I'm going to have to steal your double fruit. It's as simple as that. You feel me? Peace.